What's up, YouTube? Go ahead, I'm going to talk about trading in the zone here. I got the PDF file here, but I'm just going to give you guys just a quick talk on. Where's that? Quick talk. Now, this is the real PDF file. So, in case you guys are wondering, this is the real PDF file book. Attitude survey. I want to talk about this because I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't really dive down on the psychology, the psychological factor of the way you think, especially when it comes into making money, investing money, or even gambling, right, and taking a risk, then you're always going to constantly have a bad attitude towards money. And I'll be honest about that, because if you dive down and you look at opportunities of making money, I don't care what it is. It can be any business that you want to hop into. You know, it could be network marketing, right? It could be real estate, insurance, could be, I don't know, maybe just be an independent contractor for something, whatever you want to do, or, you know, or self-employed. And attitude plays a big factor, because if you don't really put the confidence within yourself and you don't dive down being positive for yourself and also like humbling yourself down, you're not going to get there. So I want to run through, I believe, oh my God, I thought it was, okay, I might just end up doing a two-part video on this. I thought it was going to be less than that. So I'm going to talk about attitude survey. Let's talk about this, right? To make money as a trader, you have to know what the market is going to do next. So basically, it's a survey for you, whether you agree or disagree. All right. So let's hop into the first question. So for you to make money as a trader, you have to know what the market is going to do next. Yes, you should agree to this. Without knowing, right? Without anticipating and understanding your own analysis and thinking for the future aspect of where the market is headed. We're always anticipating the future of the markets, because we don't know what's going to happen 5 seconds from now, or a minute from now, or, you know, or even 5 minutes, or even 2 days from now, or a week from now, because you're scalping, right, for 5 minutes. So you're anticipating what's going to happen within the next 5 minutes of that chart, of that currency pair, or stock, or crypto. So, or if you're swinging, right? And if you're swinging, you're anticipating how many days or how many weeks or months you want to hold that position till on the trend. If there is no trend, then what are you swinging for? So that is very specific to where you got to understand and know where the market is going to go. Now, there are days that we got to adapt to markets when we anticipate a move and the move ends up going the opposite way. We cut the loss, right? So that's another point of view there. Sometimes, okay, let's go to number 2 here. So I'll probably go, I don't want to go too long in this video. Yeah, I'll probably just go number 8. That's it. Sometimes I find myself thinking that there must be a way to trade without having to take a loss. So that's something on you, right? I mean, I don't use stop loss. I still don't use stop loss from today. I mean, if you want to bash me on for not using stop loss, that's totally on you. Everyone has their own way of using it. I use mental stops. So finding myself thinking that there must be a way to trade without having to take a loss. I disagree on this, because you have to know when to take a loss. And if you decide to hold a negative position, especially when prices are reversing against you and it's going the opposite direction and it keeps going, and you're swinging this negative position forever, and you're even more in the hole, and you're down more in negative equity, and you're about to be margin call, you have to understand that the account's going to get blown. I've done that so many times in the beginning of trading for myself, right? Like, I would feel like, oh man, you know what? I'm going to hold it for the next 2-3 days. It just got worse. End up losing all my money on Friday. So just thinking, you know, from where you stand on that position, and if you decide that you want to hold it for a higher loss, which you will end up incurring, you're going to incur the higher loss, but you got to understand how long you're going to hold it for it to reverse back to that position. There are times that it can come back up to the position that you bought it or you sold it at. But most of the time, it's not coming back. And you gotta understand that it's better to minimize the losses so you can maximize the profits. Somewhat number 3 here. Making money as a trader is primarily a function of analysis. Obviously, yeah, I agree with that, right? We all want to make money. But in a sense, in this book, it talks more into just money itself. You got to have the discipline behind the money aspect. Because a lot of people talk about making this kind of money, and then when they make this money for the day, like let's just say their daily goal is to make $250 a day, or $500 a day, or $1,000 a day. They meet the profit goal for the day, but they keep over trading. I had that issue too in the beginning of trading Forex, and so these are like I said, repeated mistakes that I've done in the past. And like I said, my first year was pretty crazy. No discipline, no positive feedback on my mindset. I mean, the way I was stressing out every time I take losses. So the emotional intelligence needs to be there all the time. And yes, you are going to get stressed out. There's always going to be stress involved within trading, whether you're making money or losing money. But most of the time, it comes down to losing money, right? So let's go to number 4 here. Losses are sorry, I need to go back to English class. Losses are an unavoidable component of trading. So is there a way to avoid losses? No. So based on this, I would agree, because you can't avoid losses. There are days that you have to take losses. There are sessions that you take losses, right? There's 4 sessions in Forex, right? You got Sydney, you got Tokyo, you got London, and you have New York. So you got to know which sessions are going to make you money, what sessions you lose money, and then you start defining what days make you money and what days don't make money for you. You break it down, right? The days, the sessions, and then the hours, minutes, if that's what you want to do, minutes of scalping. Number 5, my risk is always defined before I enter a trade. For me, I have to disagree, but because I don't use stop loss, and when I enter, I'm looking for the most amount of profit. So, but yes, you would have to agree, because you have to understand that if I take this position, right, and you're gonna, let's say you hop in because the market is moving so fast, right? The market's hot, it's so volatile. You see an opportunity of getting in. Those are most of the times that people lose a lot of money, and in most cases that you don't make any money. I've done that so many times too. I do make a lot of money during the overlap of London, New York, and within the first 2 hours of Tokyo, also within the first 2 hours of London, because they are really volatile within the first 2 hours of each session, the beginning of the opening of the session. So, and also the overlap. So with that, you get in and you don't know the amount of risk that you're taking into the account, then you're gonna end up, like I said, you anticipate so much, you enter the position, whether it be a buy or sell, you're gonna end up losing more because you don't know when to anticipate take profit. I've done that in the past too. So, like I said, you don't want to repeat the same mistakes that I did in 3 years ago, and I don't want nobody to repeat any of my mistakes. I mean, like I said, I'm all about high risk, aggressive trading and making a lot of money. But at the same time, you have to understand with high risk comes with high losses. Yes, it's high reward, but how often are you going to get high rewards on a daily basis? So you got to really dive yourself back down to risk management. I always say that for my customers, and I always You know, when people always say, "Oh man, I want to flip accounts like you do," you can only flip to a certain amount, and then after that, it's going to start to tank when you over trade and over leverage. Just something to think about long term. You can't flip forever. You can't flip an account forever. That's the easiest way I can say it. You want to build consistency. Let's see. Number 6. In my mind, there is always a cost associated with finding out what the market may do next. In my mind, there's always a cost associated with finding. Yes, there is. So I agree with this because what I do is I would put a buy and a sell position at the same time, like a micro lot, a 0.01 micro lot position. Like in most videos that you guys seen where I would test 2 positions, a buy and a sell, and then from there, right? And then find out where the direction is going. That's the most important thing, is to find out where the direction of the market is going if it's consolidating. So just look at gold. Look at what's happening with gold right now. Gold is finally starting to peak itself back down, pushing itself back down. Bear markets are coming in control. So just look at where gold's headed right now for today, and look what's going to happen for gold and the U.S. dollar index. And I wouldn't be surprised if they shoot U.S. dollar index back up because of the stimulus programs coming back in. Something to think about on that one. Let's see. Number 7, I wouldn't even bother putting on the next trade if I wasn't sure that I was going to be a winner. I agree, because we all want winning trades, right? A lot of people come in and they always ask, I want 100% profitability. I want 100% winning strategies. I mean, if there was such thing as winning the lottery every freaking day, like a system, right? A system where you can just win cash all day at the casino, or just beating the lotto system, right? Winning mega bucks or winning the Powerball every day, every week. You wouldn't have to work anymore because you got the system down. No matter what, there's always a winning strategy. With winning strategies comes with the ratios of wins and losses, right? And you want to minimize your losses so what you can maximize your profits. Some people look for a certain specific strategy to make a lot of money, and it's like they're not getting there because they're relying on this specific winning strategy. I mean, there's a lot of strategies to make a lot of money off of in trading Forex. But some people take it to a whole new level where they're like, oh man, if this strategy doesn't work, Forex doesn't work. And then they're gone. And they never go back. And then they call Forex a scam. I mean, like I said, Forex is not for everybody. And you really have to dive down within your own discipline of what is your strengths and weaknesses into trading Forex right away, so that you understand that for yourself, you know what you shouldn't be doing when you're trading. Some people don't have the patience in trading. That's another factor too, in mindset and emotional intelligence. Let's talk about this. Number 8. The more a trader learns about the markets and how they behave, the easier it will be for him to execute his trades. Yes, I do agree to that. I mean, it's just a really broad perspective question here. So the more hours, like I said, I put in like 12, 16 hours in the beginning a day while I was going to school full time to finish college. So those first 3 months from January 2017 and March 2017, it was a crucial 90-day turnaround where I had to, like, I went to school, I stared at this screen for all night, slept like 4, woke up back at 6, went back to school. I'm telling you right now, I had sleepless nights because I wanted this to work. Some people see the money in it, and then they hop in. They're like, they trade for like 2 hours and they give up, and they're like, man, I can't do this anymore because I lost my money. Your attitude is so important when it comes to investments, business opportunities, and when you meet people, network. So you can't, like I said, I can't change anybody's attitudes towards nobody else. I can't, like I said, I can't give you attitude because everyone has their own attitude. And you got to learn when to adapt to yourself and know who you really are and your personality, right? Your traits, your behavior, your habits. You should already know that. Some people don't take the time to learn who they are, and then they end up making a more bad person out of them. Just something to think about. I'll go down to 10. Let me see. I'll go down to 10. So I'm gonna I'll go down to 11. I'll stop right here. So number 9, number 10, number 11. Okay, so number 9. My methodology tells me exactly under the market conditions to either enter or exit a trade. I disagree because it doesn't matter if you think you're right or you're wrong. Because if you don't enter the trade, you're not going to know, you're not going to get some kind of direction where you want to go. A lot of people wait for confirmations. Me, I don't wait for confirmations. I test the position, and I always will keep testing my position. You can't go wrong. Like I said, you can't go wrong testing one micro lot at a 0.01 on a buy or a sell, or go or do both, a buy and a sell, and hedge 2 pennies to see direction. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're risking 2 pennies, right? Because that's what it is, a 0.01 micro lot size to see direction. I've been doing that since at the end of April of 2017. And I was like, man, this stuff's starting to work out because I wanted to see direction. There are times where you don't get a chance to see direction in the markets. Easiest way I can say it, test 2 positions. So you can't go wrong, right? Number 10, even when I have a clear signal to reverse my position, I find it extremely difficult to do. I do agree with this because when you don't anticipate the reversal, especially on a trend, I mean, look at gold right now. All right, gold's falling back. Gold peaked at 1818 off the wick. At the highest price was 1818. You can look at gold right now. If you look at gold, I mean, obviously you can see that gold's down under 1800 now. So I'm anticipating a really strong pullback for gold. And if this is perfect, this could be a reversal for gold. For maybe till the end of summer, it might pick itself back up. But if everything is falling in correlation and they're actually going to bring the stimulus program back and they're actually going to get consumer spending back up and they're going to bring the economy back up, gold's going to fall back down again hard. Right? If you look at gold, gold's been up this whole year. Massive uptrend for gold. It's about time for something to happen, right? I mean, we're already in the middle of July here, so 7 months. So just that's why I'm talking about gold, because like I said, gold pays a lot of money, and gold has been on a massive bullish run, bullish trend, and hasn't decided to back itself down. I'll just be honest about that. So pay attention to gold, pay attention to the fundamentals with the United States that are going to draw more attention, not with COVID, but where they're going to bring the economy back up. Okay, so 11. I have sustained periods of consistent success, usually followed by some fairly drastic drawdowns in my equity. I have to disagree with that. I have not gained any consistent success following drawdowns in equity. So with the drawdowns in equity, it means you're about to get margin call. And when you get margin call, they start deleting off your negative positions, and you can start seeing your account balance depleting. So if that's what you really want to do is hold negative trades on negative drawdowns, eventually, like I said, if you hit a certain percentage on your on your margin level percentage, from what I've seen so far, anything under than 30%, they start taking off the negative positions, like the biggest negative, the negative trades first, and then you'll notice that your margin level percent goes back up. But if it keeps going more negative again, and it comes back to under 30%, then that's just what I've seen in brokers. You know, maybe some broker willing to let you go all the way down to 0% margin level. But if you go with 0, then your account balance is going to be 0. So there's just something to think about that. You don't want to go negative on an account balance where the broker forces you to pay back money. I've seen that in Tradersway multiple times. So there you guys have it. I will come back to this attitude survey because, like I said, this whole summer is going to be nothing for mindset. And I will talk more into this book more in depth too. And what else? What else? I can't think of it. I was gonna say something. Yeah, that's all right. Well, that peace.